everybody knows that I didn't kill my stepdad on accident. And I said, what are you talking about? Why do you say stuff like that, you know? Is that true? And he said, yeah, something about not wearing his shoes, his shoes that he was supposed to wear that day, so that, you know, he would have a reason why he fell, or why he made it look like he fell. And, you know, then he could say that the gun went off.
And hey, how'd you guys know where I was? Stalking me? You can hear from my lawyer.
Hey, stop! Be quiet.
Deputies have just arrived at the home of 17-year-old Trenton Barry.
I love that man to death. I'd do anything for that man.
Now, detectives will have to piece together exactly what happened to Trenton's stepfather.
Sorry, Mom. I didn't mean to. I'm a bad person.
Sorry to have you guys come out here on such a beautiful day.
Trenton Barry is a scary man. I'm a freaking hardened criminal, dude, and I wouldn't trust that guy around my dog. Right.
On November 30th, 2023, officers in Lenawee County, Michigan, responded to a 911 call. Kurt Stubbins and his stepson, Trenton Barry, had been out hunting, but it had gone terribly wrong.
Which location was he hunting from? Which
we were hunting out of there.
Trenton is doing his best impression of a first responder, while detectives have no idea that this was a lot more than some tragic hunting accident. As they work on saving Kurt, they need to try and figure out why he and Trenton were there to begin with.
Interrupt you. Why are you right here? If your vehicle's there, where are you guys circling?
Because the owner of this property, we go to church with him. You know, my dad's never shot at anybody. I've never shot at anybody a day in my life. My dad's. You know,
so why are you going this way?
Because we always check this area.
Okay. So you're checking for deer?
What bag is this?
You're checking for deer. You guys are walking this way?
Yeah, we were going to just circle.
No, I'm sorry. Is your dad still walking this way?
We weren't going to shoot over here.
Okay.
But we were just circling around, walking, and looking.
Okay. So you're walking that direction?
Yeah. Question. Am I allowed to get a ride back down there?
As they transport Kurt to the ambulance waiting on the street, officers hear the rest of Trenton's story. One that will turn out to be complete fiction.
You guys are facing?
Yes, we were facing this way, and I just heard boom. So, you know, my dad dropped right there. So I unloaded my gun, dropped it, took off my coat, and dropped it.
Where's your mag?
My mag is right there.
Right here.
Right there.
I'm just gonna check it.
Yep, I can only hold 3 rounds in that mag.
Did you have one in the chamber as well prior to?
There should only be 2 in that mag.
So you did fire one?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
There was one in the chamber, I unchambered it.
Did that one
and
go
it
in the snow?
flew over here somewhere.
Okay.
It flew in this direction.
And that's a live round, it's not a...
Yes, it is live.
Okay.
It is live.
Okay.
It is live. It is live.
All right. Entrance in the back, it's still inside, not an exit, so it should be, if they're correct, he's walking this way, it should be from there. If not...
That is my dad's gun. It is unloaded. Hopefully my mom comes, because that gun is priceless.
Okay.
Like, if you know Harry Richardson's, have you ever heard of Harry Richardson?
I have not.
That is what that gun is. That is a 12 gauge.
So we should have a live round somewhere close
90-80
by.
ounce slugger. It's somewhere in this general.
Trenton seems to care more about the value of the shotgun than the fact that his stepfather is clinging to life. It's a detail the officers don't pick up at first, and the location of that live shell casing will turn out to be a major part of the investigation.
Okay. Now listen to me, I'm a detective.
Yes, I know.
This is very important. It sounds like it was an accident, correct?
I did not shoot my father.
Yep, and I'm asking you, it sounds like an accident. Or you guys didn't get into a fight with anybody,
No.
correct?
No.
You're up and running.
No, me and my...
You're running. Yep. Okay. No, not you guys fighting, but you guys didn't fight with a neighbor or anything like that.
No, I just heard boom and like...
Okay. Now we're going to be able to tell the distance. That's one of the things we do, okay? If it's a complete accident, it's a complete accident. No problem there whatsoever. But we have a bunch of people looking for other people. What is going to occur is they're going to be able to look at his back and tell how far the shot came from.
Why would
if you guys are... No, I'm not even saying you did. I didn't say you did. I'm just saying, if you're walking along and you simply tripped and your gun went off, that's fine. Okay, it's an accident. They're going to work on him regardless of what happens, okay? You understand that? That's the extent of it. We do accidents. As it stands right now, again, being a detective, I kind of hauled all the way through here. It's not saying a bullet couldn't come from somewhere else, but we're going to be able to tell if it was from 3 feet or if it was from 800 yards.
Okay, there was this one guy way up over there, not on this property, but on the other side. His name is Josh. I don't know his last name.
Okay.
But him and my dad and some other guy named Trevor have had, you know, stuff in the past.
Trevor Reister.
Bingo.
Despite trying to deflect blame onto a neighbor, Trenton will soon get the sense that the officers are potentially seeing him as a suspect.
Never in a million years I would shoot my stepfather.
Nobody's saying you shot your stepfather.
I know, but it kind of like...
Detective, we have to check all avenues,
It
right?
kind of sounded like that he did though.
Well, we don't know.
Yeah,
We show up to a scene. We don't know what happened, right? We have to investigate and determine what went down, okay?
I'm shaking right now.
I understand. I mean, you're going through a traumatics.
That is my stepsister's only parent.
So he is your stepdad?
Yes. His daughter is my
Do
stepsister.
you live with him?
I live with him and my mom.
So he's
And my
he's
sister-
currently married to your mother?
Yes.
Okay.
There's me. I have an older brother, but she don't live with us. There's me, my stepsister, my little brother, and my little sister.
Okay.
My stepsister, that is her only parent. Her mom died when she was 2.
Okay.
So that man has to survive.
So all you heard was a shot.
Yep, that's all I heard was
You guys
yep.
are both facing
Yep.
to the east. Walking?
Yeah.
Or were you standing?
We were walking.
You were just doing a walk.
Yeah, you know, we were doing a walk, you know, father and son. Normally.
Just checking.
Yeah, you know, just checking it out. He likes to show me, you know, all the deer trails and everything, and
So your morning hunt was done. You guys were
Yeah.
got out of the stand.
Yeah.
Started your walk.
yeah, and you know, we were putting up, a few trail cams.
Those trail cameras would snap the last photographs of Kurt while he was alive. The officers decide to take Trenton back to the road, where the ambulance was still sitting. Kurt had succumbed to his injuries. A single round had entered his lower back near his spine. Trenton's mom, Jennifer, as well as his daughters, were on the scene, fearing the worst.
All right, so what happened today was an accident. We think it's an accident occurred, a hunting accident. Sounds like your father, I'm sorry, was accidentally shot, and he actually did pass away, okay? So...
What's happening?
There was a hunting accident today. Who are you to her?
That's my sister.
Your sister? Is Kurt your dad?
Yeah, he's my stepdad.
Okay, come on here. It sounds like there was a hunting accident today, and Kurt passed away, okay?
Meanwhile, Trenton was starting to look a lot more suspicious with every passing minute.
Is my mom on her way?
I am not sure. I think your mother might be somebody.
units on Rome Road, status.
She's gonna blame me for it.
Why would she blame you for it?
Yeah, she would.
Clear, all secure.
I already know she would. I love that man to death.
Have you guys had issues?
No.
No, never?
I mean, we've had, not recently, but we've had in the past. And I forget all about that because at the end of the day, he's still my father.
And when they tell him his stepdad passed away, Trenton has a meltdown. One riddled with accusations, pointed at everyone but himself.
Trent, your stepfather did pass away, okay? All right, no, just stay here. I get it. Sorry. Ma'am?
This happens every time.
Yes.
You guys always kill people. You guys always do this.
They provided the first aid to him, the medical, when they got here, okay? I walked up to him as soon as I got here, and it looked like he was probably passed, but we always work on him, okay? Your mom's right here, Trent.
I don't believe it.
As detectives continue to process the scene, they bring Trenton to the station, along with his mother and biological father, Eric, to figure out whether someone else was really in the woods and shot Kurt, or if Trenton's story needed a revision.
You did great and everything. Literally, you do need to be proud of him. Literally, I haven't seen adults do medical like he did, the director. He would not let, which is perfect, don't let.
I was throwing corn. Seriously.
So again, he did perfect all the way through. We did have the helicopter coming. They were working. They check them. I know you looked up. I looked up because I thought I actually heard it coming.
Yeah.
And we were waiting too.
Jets, I know.
And then, but then, you know, they put monitors on them. They check people, and they called the doctor because the paramedics can't call someone deceased either. They talked to the doctor, gave him all the statistics on scene, and that's before I walked up, you know, with you.
Little
and
hole
then
entrance, not a bigger hole entrance.
I don't say it's a material. It's nothing. It's not huge.
I've seen the entrance hole to his coat.
And then you know, he had blood on his hands, you know, because, again, doing a good job.
The officer is quick to point out how well Trenton responded to the situation. It's an effective strategy to compliment the suspect and get him to let his guard down, which can lead to more honest answers.
We got 3 live rounds, and that's good.
Okay, so
No, I'm not saying that, 100%. We keep an open mind, okay? We are keeping an open mind. That's what we do. I do this all the time. We check through everything. And with that, there's different ways, but I'll just tell you what we're doing now. We do have 2 dogs, canine dogs, the state police ones, and their job, they did a couple of things. They're cross-trained, ammunition. So we got the live ones. We haven't found a spent one yet. So that's kind of good too, but that's what they do. Plus we have 2 metal detectors. So we have 2 metal detectors out and 2 canines. They will find, if there's a spent shell casing there, they're going to find that. That's one piece of evidence. I was involved in a shooting just down the road from here. We came here with a victim in the ambulance involved in a shooting. My partner shot a guy twice. I'm standing from here to the corner. I'm a cop, I'm a hunter. I never heard the gunshots from that distance. It's just what your brain does. I saw a taser. I thought he tased him. The guy fell like a taser. He shot him. He came at us with a knife. Point being is, I would have never thought that could even happen. People in the restaurant, you know, they was by the restaurant, they heard the gunshots inside. I'm standing right there ready to tackle the guy. Never heard it. So things happen. People don't know they happen. You said they had the gun on safe. That's what you said. Yep. Correct. It should be unsafe right now.
When I threw it down, I don't know if my hand hit the safety and pushed it forward or not, because I don't remember.
I will tell you, it is on fire. We test them, we make sure the safeties work, do that stuff. We haven't done it yet, but it is on fire. So the safety is on fire right now. Whether accidentally on or whatever, you know. So we've got to, you know, you told us all the way through what happened on those things.
And when I did unwhack that, sometimes that bolt is stiff because it is a brand new gun. Mm-hmm. So like when I threw it down, it must have.
Yeah, and once I'm back into my office, we really go over them.
So far, Trenton says he heard a boom and his dad went down. Afterward, he unloaded his rifle, a gun that holds 4 rounds total, 3 in the magazine and 1 already chambered. Deputies find all 3 rounds still in the magazine. Trenton says the 4th, the one that was chambered, is what he ejected when he unloaded the gun after the shot. It's an explanation that could account for the numbers, but investigators are searching for the bullet as they speak with metal detectors and ammunition-sniffing dogs. And Trenton's story is about to get a lot harder to believe.
I will attend the autopsy, at which point we certainly should obtain the slug. I actually felt Kurt in his chest. It's got bruising, you know, on the front, so in, and it's right basically here. So we do have a lot of evidence that we will be able to determine what happened. So again, we flew the drone. It's going to show tiger tracks. It's going to show footprints, and we flew way out, several fields away.
That guy. If I didn't tell you that guy owns both sides of one road.
He came, Walter. He came out there and we talked to him a little bit.
The older guy or the younger one?
He's old.
Oh yeah, the dad.
Well, it depends on how old is, but
we're talking like 97 old. Was it him?
81.
Or was he more like 50s?
I don't know. He's driving the Gator. He's old. He can't hear. I had to yell.
It's the old man.
That's what I figured. So anyhow, we talked to him, but so here's the things we'll look at. So obviously, a spent shell casing, if that's the case, if you know, he accidentally shot, if you know that happened.
I wouldn't
If you accidentally tripped, you know, anything like that. If you didn't shoot, great. We're looking at that too. That's why I had the drone fly further away. There are a few things that just don't, you know, as far as the greatest, it looks like maybe you made an accident. A few things, you know, that we see, looks like that's the case. But again, open mind. We'll keep on checking our stuff. If the canine finds a spent shell casing, even if they don't find it, doesn't mean a lot.
Shell casing in the body.
And now just terminology, so he knows already that there's not a shell casing in the body.
Or the bullet.
Yes. With that being said, if exactly what you said in 3 rounds, and there's sometimes a mistake. Sometimes like you rack a gun and a bullet doesn't come out. It doesn't catch it. The retractor doesn't catch the brass and pull it out. Sometimes you don't know that, so you don't know it. If it's not it, if you don't know it, you don't know it.
I always make sure it does, though. That's why I always lean my gun on it. You know,
Which is good, and then it's pointing in safe direction, all that stuff is good. That's all good info. That's awesome. I'm glad you do that. But we're the police, and we have accidents. We had a guy shoot a round in the floor at our play. I mean, accidents happen. That's obviously why we didn't tackle you or anything like that. You were all cooperative, so there's no reason for anything like that. You've been really good. So we're gonna look at that.
There was no quarrels, no beeps. So I mean,
that I have a little bit of an. When I'm on scene, my dispatch calls me and says, "Hey, I got some information." We're gonna look at that, and I'm gonna get to that. August of last year, 2022, you and him got into an argument, is what's reported. And I'll look at it. If it's wrong, it's wrong. But I just want to.
I was upset.
You called the police.
Yeah, I was upset.
Yep.
I showed up. I was there.
Okay.
According to case files, officers responded to a call in August 2022 after Trenton allegedly punched Jennifer in the stomach after an argument in which he claimed Kurt had hit him repeatedly in the face. However, officers noted that Trenton had no visible injuries. Trenton later said he was wrong and that he needed mental help. But that's not the story he or his mom tell the detectives.
I hate to cut you off, and I know it's not an emergency medical thing, but he said he did not take his meds today. Is it anything emergency medical that he needs to have his meds?
No, he's just gonna eat what you pay.
Yeah.
Pizza should be here pretty soon.
I forgot to tell you, Detective, I do have PTSD.
From what? Oh, the foot, yeah.
Yeah.
He showed me his foot. That looks
And I'm
pretty rough.
surprised that I can shoot a firearm with PTSD, because not too many people can do that.
In August of last year, what was your guys', you and Kurt's argument back in August of last year? What was that argument over?
I can't remember. It was probably something stupid.
Probably because you didn't want. I think it was because you thought that you were going to be the boss in the house.
Yeah, that might have been what was that.
Yeah, he thought he was going to be the boss.
Oh, it was something stupid.
Over something stupid.
Trenton's going to be the boss.
Yeah,
that would go over
Trenton
good
was
with me.
gonna be
If
the
you were
boss.
my kid, I don't have any kids, but if you're my kid and you're a boss, you and I are going to talk a little bit.
I think it was about the cleaning your room, because it only took you a year to clean your room.
Did that was it verbal? Just arguing verbally, or did Dad push, stepdad push you stepdad at that point, or what?
I mean,
this one literally stood up and was like, "You want to call?"
Nope.
So he was testing the waters.
The August incident wasn't the only concerning behavior Trenton had been displaying over the past few years. But neither he nor his parents are ready to air out that dark, dirty laundry yet. And if you want to see more suspects like Trenton airing out their dirty laundry in the interrogation room, please consider subscribing so we can keep bringing you these videos.
I am very convinced that I will find out what happened, okay? So that, I want to tell you, I'm extremely convinced, just knowing evidence-wise on how it occurs and what occurs. I can tell you, we have the other ammunition type thing. If Trenton accidentally shot him, we're gonna know that 100%. The rifling, of the gun is 100% gonna show us if he accidentally shot him. Something else that happens is a distance. Nobody else, footprint-wise, was in that instant field right there. There's 3 fields, kind of close. Nobody else. There's no other tracks. When I show up, it's us creating tracks. So I'm confident.
I'm afraid of.
No, but I'm confident nobody's within 400 yards of where this occurred. That doesn't mean my 350 will go 600 yards, okay? But nobody was within 400 yards, okay? So within 400 yards, nobody else was right there. You know, when I asked him, Trent was great, angle-wise. So the gun shot should be what we call it, from the west. One thing that does look like maybe it was an accident close by is because of that, what we call burning, or the gray-black around. It's on orange on the jacket. From a distance, you know, again, that stuff should be burned up. But again, I'm not the professional. Somebody else will be able to determine that.
The detective knows this because 2 hours earlier, investigators at the scene found a vital piece of evidence that didn't match Trenton's distant shooter theory: Kurt's jacket.
That's close. You would think. I don't know. That's super close to Char like
Yep.
that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That bullet was moving. That fucker was
What I don't see is any other holes.
Would you testify that's consistent with 8 yards? If I need you to.
I mean, that's close. There's the burnings on it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's,
Yeah.
it's super close.
I don't see any other holes.
Okay.
Let me grab a picture of that photo.
I'm sure they got it.
Yeah,
we
we'll
don't
get
need
we'll
that
get we'll
for
get a
our
million.
supplement report.
Okay, so this is gonna
That's
be
like close enough to. Yeah, that's close.
the easiest one is gonna be, to be honest with you, is the slug. What I want to do, hopefully, that makes my job a little harder, but hopefully we match it up and they say absolutely not. You know, it didn't come from his gun. That would be, I won't say great, makes my job harder because I still need to find out who. For me, easier is if Trenton accidentally did it. I mean, that's just straightforward. It's not good for any of you. But I'm just saying, otherwise, don't get me wrong, we're going to hunt down people. We will do what we call a GPS for phones that are near it. Doesn't mean somebody always has their phone with them, but we're going to do it if that's the case. But just with the things we've seen on scene, and again, so we have the dogs out there. If they find the spent shell casing, Trenton already told me he has not fired, the gun today. They did not see.
I have not.
And I'm not saying you did.
Because I think he would have said I accidentally shot my dad.
I really do.
I really do think he would have.
Yeah.
I love that man to death.
Yeah.
I'd do anything for that man.
No, I don't dispute that whatsoever. So what we'll end up doing here yet on my evidence stuff, I'm going to ask a couple of things, but they're still out there with the dogs looking for spent shell casing. We'll expand our search further out for other people. We talked, I sent a deputy that got there right away too. He was out there with us. That's a petty guy. I sent him to all the neighboring houses to see if they have permission from anybody, from anyone else has permission to hunt. Did anybody hunt today? Is there any boot impressions from people walking out hunting? So they're looking at all that. Our guys are doing it as well. A couple things I'm going to ask you guys. You said you weren't wearing your gloves today. We do this all the time. A gunshot residue. I allowed him. He did great. And I want to take care of your son as well. I asked him about his medication, things like that on scene. But he also had blood on his hand. I just want to get him cleaned off. It doesn't really harm our stuff. So we had him, I had him, my partner wash his hand. Gunshot residue.
And whatever else.
And I talked to him last time he shot was 2 weeks ago.
Well,
You haven't target practice since then?
No.
Did you wear that coat shooting 2 weeks ago?
No, I took that coat off.
And you shot the buck?
Yeah. I was wearing this.
And I'm not, the coat will go, but we'll do the hand. And so that's it. But, and there's, I'll say, legal reasons for stuff to be somewhere too, so potentially, that's why I asked him. The last time he shot, he hasn't target practice since then, so.
But even if you did wipe the blood off, the residue would still be there, right?
Should be, yep.
Throughout this initial questioning, Trenton has been tense, bug-eyed, and showing all the signs of someone nervous about getting caught. And it won't be long before detectives start pulling the truth out of him.
But this is what I want to do. I just wanted to give you that opportunity that, hey, I'm a man. I accidentally did something. That's it. That's that. Because I have to give a recommendation.
I can't remember it.
Why do you think that is? Any idea?
Because when I usually don't take my meds, my mind screws with me.
That's another reason.
My mind
if
screws with me. And
if you don't remember that, and if that's what it was, you didn't have your meds today, then that's that. If you now think that is what happened, we'll deal with it. You're not going with us today.
But I want you to speak the truth.
And I'm telling you right now to your face. If you accidentally did it, you ain't going with me today. You're going to go back home. We're going to address that. I was already telling you this anyhow while we're at that. I asked Mom already if there's other guns. My number one thing at this point is, I've seen you get upset. I understand. I'd be upset as well. I want to make sure you're fine. Are you thinking about hurting yourself? Okay. So it's a question I'm asking you.
I probably could have tripped.
Okay. All right.
I probably could have tripped.
Okay. And then did it go on off at that point?
Just speak the truth. Don't say nothing that's not the
I can't
truth.
remember if I did or not, but I think I did trip.
Okay. All right.
Is that what you're sticking to?
Yeah.
You're not saying nothing else.
I think I did trip.
Okay. All right. And then do you remember racking the shell out?
No, I don't.
Okay. You do remember racking the shell, opening up the chamber. You remember that part. And what was the reason for that?
It's just an instinct, 911's on their way.
And you even told me that on scene, and I appreciate that. And again, that's when I get there, I usually tell people, but that when I was there, the gun was already sitting and the bolt was already open. So I was happy, with that, and I was trying to save his life as well. So, but I also know, like I said, my partner, when that stuff happened, you actually deep down I'm just telling you, do know, something happened,
I think I did trip.
Well, then I'll ask you, did you shoot him on purpose?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Serious? No way.
Good question.
I'm sorry, man. I'm not trying to be a please
No, it's
don't
not.
take that, guys. Please don't take that.
It's part of our investigation. That's how we do stuff. We have to ask that.
Please don't think I'm a either, but
You guys have been perfect. You've been perfect. I think Trenton's been perfect. Like I said,
and I wasn't being a when I said that he ain't saying nothing else either. I wasn't being a on that. Yeah, I wasn't being a
I didn't hear that, but
I wasn't being an ass.
yeah.
Is that the truth?
What?
What you said to them?
You think you tripped?
That
It might have went off. Do you think
Is
it might
that
have?
the truth?
And you think it might have went off?
Yes, I think it might have went off.
So, could you describe a little bit better how you tripped?
There was I can't remember, there was a twig or something laying there. And it had a little inch gap where I tripped on my pant leg.
And I was going to ask you, that's why I asked you if those were muck boots, because I have a pair of muck boots and I trip all the time, especially walking through corn stubble, right? So, you tripped. What was kind of the movement after that?
I kind of went.
You know what? Trenton, you go and stand up and just demonstrate. Why don't you stand up if you want?
It was a freak accident. And I was walking and I tripped. I'm
How was the gun when you were carrying it before you tripped? How was your head?
like this.
And where was Kurt?
In front of me. 8 to 10 yards away. And I didn't mean to do it. It's a freak accident.
I believe you.
Everybody's gonna hate me now.
We totally understand that. Nobody's going to hate you.
Sorry, Mom. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to. I love you, Ted. And he loves you, and you love him. I didn't mean to.
Detectives might now think they have a clear case of an accidental shooting, but it's not all as clear-cut as it seems, because they were never able to recover that spent shell casing, leading them to believe Trenton is still hiding something. And soon, they'll uncover evidence that this may have been part of something far more calculated, because after learning of Kurt's death, his brother contacted detectives, claiming that Jennifer withdrew almost all his money from his bank account while she was at the crime scene that day.
Someone told me that while you were on scene, you transferred, and this doesn't mean you did anything because it doesn't even make sense to you. I mean, it's not like you told Trent to go kill him and then Trent shot him. I don't believe that that's the case, but nonetheless, on scene, you transferred money out of a bank account, out of Kurt's bank account to another account, It doesn't mean it's illegal, I'm just simply telling you.
Yes,
So
it is.
okay.
And I'm not afraid to tell you the truth.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I don't know. I didn't know what it was going to do for the kids and and
Yeah.
to pay our taxes.
I got no issue with that, but I mean, when people say something, I look at it. I
No,
don't have
I'm
an issue
not
with it. It's
gonna lie
legal.
about it.
No. So how much did you pop out and move?
$5,200. My
Okay.
taxes were almost
Yeah, it's
$3,000.
not even 5,200 is not worth, I mean, not even really worth it, you know, anything.
But no, could make sense a day.
The next one is life insurance. How much is the life insurance policy, you know?
He has a whole life of 15,000.
15,000. Okay. I have this stuff and I haven't read it yet because I just got it recently. Did you have a conversation in September, about the life insurance? Or no, about his life insurance?
No,
Okay.
we haven't had.
We have the text message and it's from his phone to the insurance people checking on it, so, which is fine. I don't know if you have one taking care of her when you pass, so maybe you weren't even
I'm
aware of it.
remarried, man.
Like I said during the interview at the fire department, you know, you stepped forward and kind of, not push me out of the way, but, you know, got him to tell the truth. You know, did you, you know, shoot him? Is this an accident or something that just happened?
Those weren't my words. I just said the truth, right? No.
Right, but I mean, roughly, you know, that's what our conversations were. And ultimately, he was like, yeah, you know.
I feel like
You know.
it was like he was pressured into saying that because when
And I'm not gonna.
he's at home, like it'd be like, hey, did you do this? And it could be his little brother that broke something and he'd be like, I did it, I'll clean it up. And he will take the blame for something
Right.
he doesn't do.
And I can explain that further because I'm not even too concerned about it. It is a concern. You know, I have interview techniques that I use and talking to a child, an adult, you know, to get people to confess, which I never want someone to confess or something. They do, of course. It's almost matter in some aspects because the number one thing is the bullet in the gun. There's 0% chance that no matter what I said changes that, you know. Nobody ran out, took that gun from his hand. You know, over this $15,000, you didn't take the gun, shoot Kurt, hand it back to Trent, and then take off. Your shoe impressions aren't out there. There's no little girl shoe impressions. There's no shoe impressions when I get there except for, you know, Trent and Kurt's and the deer. No vehicle tracks right there, you know, so.
Like that wouldn't have been worth his life.
It didn't happen. I'm just saying, I mean, what you're telling me and this stuff, it came out, it didn't happen, you know, and it just whatever. I'm just simply telling you a couple things.
Jennifer and Eric firmly denied that they had any role in any type of premeditation, and there was never any proof that they were. But that isn't the only thing the family might be hiding, because soon after this interview, a social worker contacted investigators about a case involving Kurt's 16-year-old daughter in Trenton that may have pushed Trenton towards deadly violence. The social worker sent investigators text messages between Kurt's daughter and her friend.
I've always had my dad. He's been the only one that's been there since I was born that I still have.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel unsafe in life in general without him now. That's kind of what I was meaning to say.
The detectives have also voiced their concern over Trenton's mental state.
I have personally seen Trenton I don't know what the diagnosis is, but he'll go from just the one directly is he's rocking in the snow on the ground, praying and saying, he can't die like that. And then he just instantly turned and said, it's a beautiful day out. Something almost identical to that, you know, so that's not a common, you know, I don't know what that is, but he's got some shock. Well, there's that too, but I mean, it's.
That's why I'm trying to,
Yeah.
you know, because I noticed that too. You know, he was wailing and then he looked and he goes, Dad, I'm hungry.
But another message, even more disturbing, will soon surface. And after Kurt's autopsy is performed and the investigation has progressed, they bring Trenton back in, accompanied by his parents, and this time, his lawyer.
We do have several, I'll say, problems, you know, with this case, or concerns is another way of saying it. Right there, you just said you had that moment, and that's my words, you know. But you said, yeah, you know, oh crap, you know, I shot him. What was the reason? I mean, you told our dispatch that you offered it up. I didn't shoot him. You know, that's we have a copy of the tape. You just simply say I didn't shoot him. Another concern we have is how many bullets did you have in the gun? Do you remember? I mean, I remember what you told me originally, but do you remember how many or not?
I don't remember.
Okay. I don't know if you remember telling us, but you told us 3. You know, that your magazine holds 3. I have the same gun. I mean, literally the exact same. Personally, they do hold 4. You said there was only 3. We did get 3 live rounds. You said you didn't fire. That's why there's not a spent. You know, originally there's not a spent shell casing or whatever. We used 2 K9 state police K9 dogs. We used metal detectors. We did not find it. Did you end up taking the spent one and just put it in your pocket?
Nope.
Okay, so where is the spent shell casing?
Should still be out there in that field.
Okay. And any updates, I believe I told you guys already, but you know, State Police Crime Lab did match. I did tell you it did match. You know, the slug from that gun did match the one that I removed from his body. So it's confirmed that bullet came from the Goodyear Savage 350 that you had. So.
Despite Trenton's parents' insistence that his admission to accidentally shooting Kurt may have been coerced, the ballistics will come back with a direct match. The slug in Kurt was, in fact, fired from Trenton's rifle. But there's more evidence that points to something more than an accident.
Do you remember when you walked that whole distance? And this is only an estimate for me. I'm an ex-football player, and then just my job and everything. I'll ask you, how far do you think you walked from the box blind, to the other stands? Do you have any clue how many yards would you just roughly? No estimate.
Nope.
Okay. My rough estimate, 600 yards. That's just, you know, down and around is what I did. When you walked, I had my DNR officers walk the exact path all the way around. 1, to make sure there's no other foot and shoe impressions, and 2, to make sure there's no vehicle impressions, and then just see what occurred. And it's snow, so it's good for us. And like I told you guys before, that's how we knew, you know, it looked like you probably had shot him, that there's no tire impressions, there's no other shoe impressions. But when they did it, they're like, literally, it is like one person walked. And by that I mean, you're walking right in his footsteps the entire distance of approximately 600 yards.
Walking directly behind someone, directly in their snowy footsteps, is the behavior of a predator stalking its prey, or another type of behavior.
And then he's walking right inside the steps the whole way.
Up bad?
Yeah. And it looks like there's just one set of tracks, but there's double marks. So he is literally in every track.
Must be that cognitive thing, probably being a little. It's just something he's doing.
Kid.
Yeah.
They walk in the dead.
Wow.
And I'll just ask you, is that something that you know cognitively, or you purposely are thinking in your head when you walk? Is that something you do?
That's what he just told me to do.
Walk in his footsteps? Did he say why? Or do you know why he would do that? Or you know why?
Makes less noise.
Okay. All right, that's fine. I'm an avid hunter big time, and it's not something I've ever done.
Another concern the detective is if Trenton tripped like he says he did, how did the bullet hit Kurt dead center in front of him? Because anyone carrying a gun while walking around, in theory, should be holding it so the barrel is facing off to the side. The fact that Trenton was directly behind Kurt means that Trenton would have had to very intentionally point his rifle in a position that only meant one thing.
600 yards, nobody, you just don't do it. No one walks 600 yards with a gun pointing. It's just uncomfortable. I know you're not a hunter, but look at me. I'm already uncomfortable like this. This is the casual way you walk like this.
I'll take a hunter safety.
You have? Okay. Did you do the shooting course too? Okay, no, I thought that's part of it. But anyhow, when you're walking behind somebody, like you say you are, this is kind of what you do. A trip and fall. In theory, the gun should go off. You don't trip and fall. It should go off here. So here's a couple concerns. One, that should be it. So the bullet should be over here towards the road. And there's a degrees of missing. I can trip and fall and shoot right here. All this trip and falling and shooting is missing. Right there. These are all misses. This is all miss. This is all of this is a miss. This is what it did. So I got all these degrees where I can miss. all of this, and even back here, which you trip and fall, you probably aren't going to shoot backwards. So that's just another concern of ours. Not only did you not miss all this, the bad news is you hit dead nuts, which is straight, right to left, top to bottom. So the problem for us, concern is, it looks like, I don't know why, but it looks like you shot him, okay?
Not purposely.
The detective also points out Trenton's odd behavior that day. Behavior that seems to be becoming a pattern in that it's very bizarre and completely erratic.
You're sitting on the ground at one point, and you're rocking back and forth, crying, which is completely understandable, saying things like, you can't die, and then you just instantly turn to me and go, oh, it's a beautiful day. And that's what I'm saying, maybe it's more for you guys, but is that common for you? Do you normally react like that? Do you normally just have different ideas in your head where you just, or no?
Sorry to have you guys come out here on such a beautiful day.
Yep.
I would think that anyone, particularly someone with a cognitive impairment, my wife is a special education teacher.
Admissioner?
No, she's principal admissioner.
Okay, sorry, yeah.
I don't think you can predict what someone would do in that particular type of stressful situation. So we're not gonna talk about that.
Okay, and that was even something in my own mind, certainly, and that's why I was asking kind of them, and as well as I had prior thinking the same thing, that, and even, I don't care about the cognitive aspect of it as well.
I get it.
Anybody could act differently. I was just personally asking, is that something that you do or whatever? So it's a little worse than I thought, but turn your first name slide through. As you can tell, a copy of a copy, so it's real grayed out. But and Zach, I probably should have slid it to you first. I'm sure that's it, but that's, you recognize that obviously, what you have.
Yep.
What you do? Did you take a picture? Is that what that is, or did somebody else?
Took a picture and then we forwarded it to teachers to see if it would match handwriting.
The handwriting was a match, and according to a case file, Kurt actually defended Trenton, saying he would never carry out any acts of violence. But when Kurt asked Trenton why he did it, he responded by saying he was sick and tired. Finally, the biggest elephant in the room comes up: Kurt's daughter and allegations that would give this case a whole new spin.
Do you know why she would be saying anything like this?
No, I do not.
I guess keep in mind she doesn't necessarily want to press charges or anything about it, but it's another one of those things where we're just trying to get down to, did this actually occur or not?
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. Okay.
But not according to Kurt's daughter. These revelations are potential motive in the eyes of detectives. One where Trenton's advances towards Kurt's daughter caused a dispute that eventually turned deadly. After the interrogation, detectives had enough evidence and probable cause to arrest Trenton at his dad's home a few days later.
Hey, what do you mean? Whoa. Okay, you're supposed to call the attorney first. Yep, and then we had some issues with that, so I'll explain all that, but right now, they did authorize it. I have not double-locked them yet. All right. Hey, can I hug it? Absolutely. Yeah, there's gonna be no problem.
No, that's what we like.
Can you put the dog back in the house? Yeah.
You guys will be hearing from my lawyer.
All right, hey, hold on, man.
I don't want you touching me.
No, stop. Hey, guys,
No, we just do it. Guys, I'm on New Mexico.
Okay.
This is kind of...
Okay. We'll work with you on that. We'll make sure we get a copy of them, okay? We'll make sure we get a copy so they
You're
can
hearing
have
from
them.
my lawyer when my mom's getting on the phone.
Hang on, I gotta call Mom. He says he's got new medication. He does. You might get those so we can show them to him, to take them with them.
Just make sure they're in the original file so we know who it is.
And then we'll give it to the staff.
They're here right now. Take a second.
Yes, Jennifer. He's going to be transported. As long as he's fine like this, he's going to go to the juvenile facility campus. If he's not fine, if he starts to have issues, then he's going to go.
Totally innocent.
Okay. He will go see the court first thing in the morning. They said they're going to try to get him in right now tonight, and then they can work on whether a bond or whatever. But he'll be in the Lenawee County campus as long as he's, fine. But if he starts any fights, remember I told you not to get in any trouble?
Will they let me be in here when they process
That I
me
don't know.
because of his cognitive impairments? Yeah, they said we can see him.
Yeah, you'll be able to see him right here. So.
Come on, let's go with that.
We'll talk.
All right, are we going to be able to be in here when they
I'm not
just because of
I
his
think so.
disabilities?
No,
I just
I
want to
think
be able
so.
to talk to somebody.
And normally I think they do.
Good.
Do you want to grab those meds out of there?
All right.
Is it unlocked?
Mom, have these?
Yeah, you're only going to make it to this first part, maybe. I'll try to. Normally I think they'll talk to you inside the door.
While Trenton was awaiting trial, he was sent to Lenawee County Jail, where he had several run-ins with other inmates. During those run-ins, investigators' suspicions would be confirmed from multiple sources.
And the first thing his words were, "I'm here for a murder and it wasn't an accident." And I was like, well, how did all that go down? And that was just my generic answer to see what he would say back. And his stepdad found out. I'm not exactly sure of his stepdad's name. His stepdad called him out on it in front of everyone in the house, and he got extremely upset about that and felt like his stepfather had betrayed him or something. And basically he got it to where he knew his stepdad was angry at him, but he convinced him to go out to this hunting blind. And he told me he specifically didn't wear his shoes that were meant for hunting, because he has a special pair because something's wrong with his right foot, I believe.
Who's he?
Trenton. Trenton said he was supposed to wear his special shoes out hunting, and he deliberately left those and wore his bad shoes. And then he said once they got out there, he let him get in front of him quite a bit, and then he took stance on one knee and raised the rifle, and he said he shot. And after that, he pretty much said he hit the ground, and he talked to him for a brief second. He didn't tell me what he spoke to him about right initially after the shooting. And then he pretty much was like, closed it up because the guards came in, and that was what he said to me was about, like, mainly he didn't have his specific shoes on they were supposed to, how his stepdad called him out prior about the stepsister incident. And that's pretty much where he left it, because the CO walked in and they were doing their rounds at the time, and he just left it at that pretty much.
And he said, it doesn't matter anyways. Everybody knows that I didn't kill my stepdad on accident. And I said, what? What are you talking about? Why you say stuff like that, Is that true? And he said, yeah, something about not wearing his shoes, his shoes that he was supposed to wear that day, so that, he would have a reason why he fell, or why he made it look like he fell. And, then he could say that the gun went off. And I'm like, whoa, what are you talking about right now? You can't say shit like that if you're out of, just for whatever reason, you're telling me that. And he's like, I don't care, I'm never getting out of here anyways. And I said, well, what were you even pissed off at him about? And he said, well, he kept saying stuff about my stepsister. And he was pissed off about my stepsister. And, him and my mom were getting on my about my stepsister because there's something that happened with the stepsister. Barry didn't really elaborate on that part of it, but he said that there was some incident that happened with his stepsister, and him something inappropriate, and his stepdad was pissed off at him, had checked into him about it, went off on him about it, and he was pissed off at him.
Okay.
So this is what he said to me and Adam both, that he plays dumb because he can fool everybody. He's super smart, and he's got everybody fooled into thinking that it was an accident, and he plays dumb. That's just part of his cover. Oh, to me? Oh no, he said it was no accident. He said, I'm a good shot, I did this because he was intentionally shooting in that way to me to make it look like he's trying to say.
Not to you, what did he say about?
Oh, he said he went down on one knee to make it look like he fell down and accidentally shot, but he said, I am a good shot because I can fire that sucker from the hip like that. He was not mincing his words about why he did it, or why he went down like that, just because that was that all coincides with his I'm playing dumb and Because that's kind of how he talked about it. Like, he's fooling. He thinks he has everybody fooled.
With multiple witnesses hearing almost the same story, there was little doubt left about whether this was an accident or not. Each of these inmates agreed to testify in court, which led Trenton to write a not-so-sweet letter to one of them. Mountain of evidence and testimony, Trenton's case moved toward trial until November of 2025, when he pleaded no contest to second-degree murder. All remaining charges were dropped, and he was sentenced to 12 to 50 years in prison, with parole eligibility in February of 2036, when he'll be 29 years old. Kurt Stubbins is remembered by those who knew him as a devoted father who took in a family and made it his own. Do you think justice was served with a plea deal? Or should Trenton have faced trial for the full charge of open murder? Leave your comment down below. Thank you for watching today's video. Don't forget to subscribe and check out one of the craziest cases I've ever covered right here.